Most people believe that becoming a wildly successful content creator in the modern era is all about raw talent, expensive camera gear, or simply getting lucky. We constantly see familiar faces lighting up our feeds, flashing charismatic smiles, sharing life hacks, or entertaining us with seemingly effortless sketches. But behind that glossy, vibrant screen lies a much colder, highly calculated reality. This massive industry isn't driven by art or self-expression. It is propelled by a relentless psychological warfare engineered to hijack the single most valuable asset you own today: your attention. The world's biggest creators aren't just making videos. They are deploying advanced manipulation systems that work hand in hand with artificial intelligence to ensure you never hit the exit button. To truly understand this invisible trap, we have to look back to the exact moment the online video space underwent a massive mutation. In the early days, the system was dangerously simple. The video with the most clicks won the crown. But tech engineers in Silicon Valley quickly realized this model was deeply flawed. Users would click a sensational headline, realize they were duped, and bounce within seconds. A massive shift was executed, giving birth to the metric that changed human behavior forever: watch time. From that pivotal moment, the rules of the game were completely rewritten. Creators were no longer competing to make good content. They were competing to trap a human being in front of a screen for as long as physically possible. And this is exactly where borderline cruel psychological tactics began to be weaponized on a global scale. But that was just the opening act. If you observe the fastest-growing videos today with microscopic precision, you will notice a highly unnatural visual structure. Every 2 to 3 seconds, a jarring visual shift occurs. It might be a sudden camera zoom, a dramatic flash of color, an unexpected sound effect, or aggressive text popping onto the screen. This isn't a mere stylistic choice for aesthetic appeal. This is the direct result of intense neurological research designed to trigger instant dopamine spikes in the human brain. From an evolutionary standpoint, our brains are hardwired to notice sudden environmental changes to survive predators. Top-tier creators exploit this ancient biological vulnerability, forcing your nervous system to stay locked in high alert. You might think you are simply enjoying an interesting story, but in reality, your brain waves are being actively steered by a punishing editing rhythm. And what happens next will change the way you look at your feed forever. Beyond the hyperfast visuals lies an even more lethal weapon used to paralyze a viewer's critical thinking: manufactured outrage. Have you ever wondered why videos featuring intense arguments, exposed secrets, or wildly controversial claims instantly attract the highest amount of engagement? The answer is brutally simple: because anger is the single most addictive human emotion. The algorithm quickly learned that when a person feels furious or deeply offended, they are far more likely to furiously type in the comment section, share the video out of spite, and argue with complete strangers online. Countless mainstream creators deliberately spark fake feuds or distort specific details of their lives just to provoke public fury. They know with absolute certainty that the more people despise them in the comments, the harder the system will push their video to millions of new screens. In the digital economy, hatred is a literal. However, this massive money-making machine cannot run without highly secretive distribution networks operating entirely in the shadows. Behind almost every indie creator who appears to be grinding alone in their bedroom, there is a powerful web of media management companies pulling the strings. These invisible corporate giants analyze global psychological trends, dictate the exact keywords a creator must speak aloud, and even orchestrate the precise moment a major scandal should be leaked to the public. These agencies possess direct access to incredibly specific consumer behavioral data, allowing them to predict what you will crave before you even feel the urge. They craft a masterful illusion of personal connection, making you feel like you have a close friend on screen, while you are actually just a calculated metric on a corporate balance sheet. But the most brilliant trap of all lies in how they lock you into a perpetual loop. This specific phenomenon is known within the inner circles of the industry as the infinite retention loop. The moment a video ends, the system refuses to let your brain rest or process what you just watched. Through hyper-personalized autoplay features and eerily accurate recommendations, the next piece of content lined up on your screen is guaranteed to share a deep psychological trigger with the one you just finished. You are seamlessly pulled down a rabbit hole that gets progressively deeper, shifting from one shocking revelation to the next without a single pause. This precise pattern is engineered to make the human mind completely lose track of time. Hours outside can pass by in a flash, but inside this isolated digital vacuum, time stands still to ensure the flow of ad revenue never experiences a single second of interruption. Right now, this entire industry, which relies heavily on covert psychological manipulation, is heading straight into a massive storm that could tear it apart. With the sudden rise of advanced artificial intelligence capable of producing thousands of highly addictive videos in a matter of minutes, the battle for human eyeballs has become utterly savage. The digital landscape is currently being flooded by synthetic content that lacks a human soul entirely. Audiences worldwide are beginning to experience a massive, collective burnout from the repetitive editing formulas and overly dramatized stories. The ultimate question remains, now that these hidden strategies are being exposed and viewers realize they are being systematically manipulated, will this digital empire collapse under its own weight? Or will they develop an even more invisible method to lock down human consciousness in the near future? Ultimately, this structural shift proves that we are no longer just consumers browsing a platform. We have become the actual product being bought and sold. Every single click, every second you spend staring at the screen, and every burst of emotion triggered in your chest has been meticulously calculated and monetized by a system that never sleeps. The freedom of choice we proudly celebrate while surfing the internet might just be a beautifully crafted illusion, designed to keep us feeling in control while we are being guided down a predetermined path. When the boundary between pure entertainment and psychological warfare completely vanishes, the choice to walk away rests entirely in your hands. But seeing how this architecture grows significantly smarter with every passing second, the real question isn't whether we can escape, but whether we genuinely want to leave the comfort of the trap.